Hey guys, and welcome to another Nexus gaming series cast. This time we've got Pheonix Rising Amethyst and Cats on my keyboard. I think I actually have their seed number swap. Give me a. Yeah, their seed numbers are swapped. Unfortunately, I don't have time to set everything up again. But yeah, Cats on my keyboard is currently the second seed, and Phoenix Rising Amethyst is the third. These teams obviously playing for playoff position, and yeah, should be a fun one, especially after a brand new patch that came out today. I did get to watch a few games so far on Twitch, and I don't think I've seen a game thus far that has lasted longer than 16 minutes. There is so much more push. There's so much more need to soak now. It's actually kind of crazy, and I feel everybody's trying to adapt as fast as possible, but the changes are pretty huge. So it'll be interesting to see if these teams have any ideas on what to do with the new patch, or if they're going to go back to some tried or true favorite comps. But yeah, it'll be pretty exciting. Teams are just getting set up in the lobby right now. First map picked was Infernal Shrines by Cats on My Keyboard. Cats on My Keyboard banned Braxis and D-Shire, and PRA banned Towers, as well as Battlefield of Eternity. Obviously, a bunch of changes that would affect this map. Such as the Immortal no longer jumps over the gate is a pretty big one. And I think they having a lot of the XP changes are also going to make a big difference. So you're going to want people to soak up XP, especially early game when the first objective goes up. At least when I've seen it so far, you can't send every single person to objective, especially ones that don't mean as much and have like a big effect. It is actually worth going and soaking first objective. The mortal no longer jumps. It just is a much better strategy. Same with like going to camps right away. There's so many camps on the map. You can send people to camps and let one to body soak bottom after you clear the mid wave, or even start in all three waves. So lots of different ways to go. Teams are just getting set up now. So I'm not sure exactly what characters be good on map. I do, at least in the new patch, I do know that there's going to be a bigger emphasis on globals and specialist stuff that sieges stuff down really quickly. Being able to move between lanes is really good. Just because the globes disappear really quick. And you almost always want somebody defending too. I mean, there's a little bit of a defender's disadvantage when they remove the auto targeting. But you do get an armor buff, so it is kind of worth it to be there, even just to soak out the minions that are going to be going. I see some people in chat. Northern, you beautiful man. Thanks for casting our game. No worries. And let's go PRA. I think these are some long-time teams here, so definitely a lot of fans for both teams. Been around the league for quite a while. Just making sure everybody gets the right captain's hat right now in the lobby. Yeah, I think it'll be. There's lots of characters you can use to switch between lanes right now. Because the games go short, I don't know if it's worth scaling a lot of the time, unless the map objectives really, really, really suck. It feels like the game is very snowbally, so getting early picks or getting people out of lane and then just pushing is incredibly good now. The minions giving you auto attack and movement speed is really crazy. It's almost like mini catapults on your side, the way that they take down structures as soon as you start attacking them. And looks like we're about to get going here into our draft. Apologize if there's any issues with my overlay or any problems with video or whatever. This is my second cast in the last year, so I was still trying to iron out some stuff with the UI. I think there was some changes affected. The patch changes also affected my my in-game casting UI as well. First ban is the Ariel. Ariel, very good sustain healer. Not a lot of CC, but really good at having like the stasis ability to save people. See the Varian ban. Varian might be pretty good in this patch. Not great clear, but when early game becomes more important, 4 to 10, Varians just kind of dominate. So so he might be an interesting power pick in terms of tank. I mean, at this point, everybody's kind of just guessing. You see the Johanna ban, so 2 tanks banned up front. Johanna, obviously, one of the best tanks at clearing wave, can even be used as an offlane. And very heavy in terms of frontline. The blind, overall, really good hero. And we see this Stukov ban. Interesting, full-on Stukov ban and a Varian ban. So they don't want anything to do with point-and-click combos. You see the Hogger. Hogger, you gotta say, this is Hogger's best map. Now that the camps spawn early, Hogger might be able to take out camps twice before the first objective. Haven't done the math yet, but Hogger with a lot more camps and timing on camps plus the objective on this map is really good. Anduin Sonya, you've got Anduin Light Bomb, you've got Sonya Leap. It's a classic combo. Anduin also good with the pulls. Generally a really good combo. Definitely more offensive. We see Sylve and Brightwing. A lot of spell armor from the Brightwing. Obviously, like I said, globals will be really good. Sylve good at siege and pushing down stuff really quick. I'm not sure about the interactions with Sylve's some of Sylve's pushing abilities with the new patch, and if she makes a bigger or less of a difference than did in previous patches when pushing, considering that the forts no longer target heroes. So you need to turn off the fort all the time if you no longer have to worry about diving somebody. It just takes away some of the utility, I guess. we see a Chromie band from Cats on My Keyboard and a Mirrodin band from PRA. Chromie can wheel away from long range. Very, very good. And the Mirrodin also like a good follow-up dive, so they don't want all this diving their backline. Tracer, another divey hero. Lots of auto attacks. And Tyrael, divey hero, can go full judgment. These guys could do Anduin plus Tyrael, Judgment plus Light Bomb. Sonya, leap into Light Bomb. Lots of combos here. And they still have damage left over that they can use for whatever they want. We see Arthas and Greymane both. Arthas is really good against auto attack heroes. Decent CC2. I actually think he's a pretty good counter into Tyrael, but I haven't played that matchup much recently. It'd be interesting because yeah, this is a full dive comp. Oh my god, with the Kirazim. Arthas is going to have to do a lot of work to peel Brightwing. I mean, this might even be the type of game where you do Emerald Wind. Greymane, obviously really good for blowing up a target, but man, that's so much dive from Cats on My Keyboard. We'll see how this turns out. Almost wish didn't ban the Johanna there. Even any blinds would be really good into both of these teams. So heading in game. So on the blue side, oh, big pause. Hang on, going back to. Well, everybody looks like we have a DC. Of course, it's always on the casted game somebody DCs, right? So just to review, I've got Soul Shepherd on Arthas. I've got Barista on Brightwing. I've got Huntress Tag on Greymane. I've got Harkin on Hogger. I've got Moonglow on Sylve. And for the red squad, I have Walla on Sonya, PJ Red on Tyrael, Apple on Anduin, IT Cowboy on Kirazim, and Ghost on Tracer. Yeah, very, very interesting drafts. That Arthas is gonna have to do a lot of work that people can't get by. Doesn't have hard CC except for the root. So the whole entire team basically is going to have to pull back and peel as much as they can. That's why I'm wondering whether or not you'd want to see something like a an Emerald Wind, just because even getting past that dive once would be insanely big. And yeah, in terms of like, I think that that generally the blue team is really got like a run it down style comp. They can siege really quick. Hogger, the Greymane, and the Sylvanas, very good at sieging. But again, the forts no longer target heroes necessarily unless they're the only thing there. They're going to target minions first. So a lot of dive opportunities past a lot of these forts as well, and it doesn't matter as much that that you can stasis a building or that sort of thing for a while so it doesn't attack you. Buildings are generally attacking minions, and if you keep your minions safe, you're going to be pretty good. Still waiting on our player. I'll go into past history. I do want to see how often that's on my keyboard has played. Complete. Racer, they've only played twice. Interesting. What about Jersey? Ten times, and they're pretty proficient at it. So very interesting, yeah. Definitely takes a lot of practice to do a proper Tyrell game. But they're 4-0 on Tyrell all time, so I don't know, not too bad. Still waiting for one to rejoin. Apologies. Okay. Take a look. ERA. I want to see how often Will Shepherd has played. Hasn't played Arthas in NGS, so this is a pure counter. Yeah, interesting. Both teams going with some stuff that they have not shown as much, which is pretty cool. Unfortunately, I don't want to really show the screen while it's paused, even though I guess it would make sense considering the teams haven't even left their gate yet. But hiding chat is usually pretty important too. Still waiting for a Hunter's tag. Looks like they had to do a full system restart, which always sucks. I had to do it actually a bunch last night when I did my first cast, trying to figure out all the proper settings. Looks like he's back in Discord, so probably be back pretty soon here. I guess we get to see how if there's any bugs on rejoining a previous game in this patch. Maybe it's a weird bug because if he didn't actually make it into the game and reset, we can restart it. And looks like that's what we might have to do because it's not going to let him rejoin a game that he actually didn't start. So we're back to it. One of those bug things that that you don't want to see happen, but does happen occasionally. Again, apologies for those two numbers beside each team name. Those are supposed to be their placements, but unfortunately they're swapped, and I cannot unswap it mid cast. So Katsumi Keyboard is the 2nd seed, and Pheonix Rising Amethyst is the 3rd seed. Teams are just remaking the lobby. Hopefully we can get through the draft really quick. So we'll go through an honorary 2nd draft. So we're doing one more lobby. Sorry, I shouldn't have shown chat there, but it was pretty funny because I thought we were going into draft. So I'll wait for our 3rd lobby. And now it looks like we have another system crash. Oh my goodness. This is a cursed game. I picked up a cursed game. I didn't know I was cursed, but then I started casting, and the first game took 3 lobbies. Yeah. It's okay. Gives me extra time to pregame with a beer here. Hopefully you guys are having a good night. I'm gonna put up a poll. Fill their 4th lobby. Or no? Okay, lobby has been set.
Infernal shrines.
said he's an Arthas enjoyer, promise. Oh, that's good. I know there's a bunch of them left. I'm back in the draft. This is our third official attempt. We get to see all the bands and picks again in order. And now we can play the game of Will You Remember? Each and every pick and ban in order that they made. I'm pretty sure it is the Sonya and doing next. It was this Sylvanas and Brightwing. And then we saw, remember these bands, there's a Chromie ban and a Mirrodin ban. And then there's a Tyrael pick and was it Tracer pick?
Reckoning is at hand.
And then Arthas and the Greymane, and finally we're gonna see the monk. For people that just tuned in like half an hour late to this cast, they are thinking I just predicted everything. But no, this is the third time. Okay, so Karazim, we're ready to go back into it. Thanks everybody for being. This is why I always watch casts on delay. So we are heading back into Infernal Shrines again. Comk goes for the massive blow up auto attack style comp. And PRA's got the very CG comp with a lot of auto attack characters as well. On the blue squad, we have Hunter's Tag on Greymane. We've got Barista on the Brightwing. We've got Harkin on the Hogger. We've got Moonglow on the Sylvanas, and we've got Soul Shepherd on the Arthas. On the red squad, we have IT Cowboy on the Monk. Apple on the Artan. Apple on the healer, Ghost on the auto attacker. I'm just gonna tell them make rolls. Okay, let's go. So Comk decides to go to lane right away. This is kind of what I was talking about. Some of these are just trying to get early leads, hopefully get minions down, kill minions before 6 seconds. IT Cowboy responsible for clearing. You see immediate camp started by Hunter's Tag. Soul Shepherd, I don't think you want to dive into that Arthas if you're IT Cowboy. The red squad is now starting their camp a little bit later. Hunter's Tag solos the camp. And they go mid to go clear quick. Meanwhile, Red's clear speed a little bit slower right now. See, PJ Red going pretty deep on top of that Arthas. It's going to take a lot of damage there. Not a lot of healing. IT Cowboy and PJ Red are going to have to tap there. Yeah, we see Tracer clearing mid. Root misses on the Tracer. Look for Barista down below. There's no ability for Barista to port. the other minions or characters yet, not to level 10. Meanwhile, blue squad is still has to clear out this mid wave, and Hunter's Tag goes right for the bruiser right away, which you don't actually see a lot, at least before the patch. So this is an adjustment they're making. Soul Shepherd goes down though to 3-man bot. The Tyrael definitely does facilitate the Tracer auto attack, so really good combo there. And a lot of push down here. Red squad getting up this bot camp, which is going to be really good. Moonglow is probably going to have to stay down here and clear this up, but also massive siege going on up top, and the red squad isn't going to rotate to this really quickly, so this is going to do a lot of damage. You see the highlighted minions here with the red on them. They're doing a lot more damage, a lot faster for to these abilities, or to these structures, and that's just because Harkin attacked one of those structures, so one of the new changes. And we see Ghost and PJ Red staying down here, continuing to push. They have the Hogger with the spin on the point, and now they have most of the wall down. IT Cowboy doesn't want to dive on Soul Shepherd, but Soul Shepherd is getting pretty low. Healer is not nearby yet, but can port in whenever. Does decide to port mid and then head back down, looks like, though. And Harkin got about 13-ish minion lead there, but that goes away very quickly. And now the red squad is back in the lead. You see the oh, sorry, I missed the Hogger going down. Down below we see Barista offlaning, trying to soak up XP. Like I said, this doesn't matter as much not getting the first objective. Soak is pretty big, but in terms of the Punisher that you want, this would be a really good one. It's not going to jump over the wall. However, the ice will allow it to take that front wall down pretty easily. And let's see if the red squad realize they can dive the fort. They do dive the fort. They're not going to get targeted. But looks like their DPS is a little bit split. Oh, there's the leap. Wow, that becomes a lot more dangerous with that jump now too. You can just follow up with the jump and there's not really any consequences. So red squad takes that entire top fort, which is a big lead, especially 5 minutes into the game. Barista tries to get away, Polymorph's Ghost, and Sylv cleaning up, trying to get some soak out. Arkin taking a bot. And the red squad rotates down. They do have 10s. They can invade. Looks like Tyrael's looking for it. This is not a fight you want as PRA. There is the Z in, but they are so trapped in there. And that is a rough one. Hunter's Tag barely gets out. Big lead here for the red squad. Like I said, a long time ago, when we started this cast, I've been watching a bunch of games today. I don't think I've seen a game take longer than 16 minutes. It's very snowbally with this current patch. Look how much push these minions are gonna get when they're sieging stuff down. Look at how fast these buildings are going down. It's like having miniature catapults. It's crazy. This is just so scary if you're the blue squad. You can get dove whenever underneath this fort. Now they have the light bomb up. They're about to get the leap. There's the ult from the Hogger. And we see the Syndragosa, which is going to slow them, but not enough where they can't get back out. Big wave up top. This is going to push really hard. And down below we see the turnaround, and the Judgment was used to take out the Arthas and the Brightwing. And they will continue siege here. No doubt they're diving Hunter's Tech here. There's no reason not to. And Harkin as well. Just dive them. Now is when they start taking damage. All the minions are gone, and the fort starts targeting them again. What a crazy change. So it's interesting because Red team is taking full advantage of like the new dive changes. Well, I've seen mostly like macro in terms of like the biggest changes. Oh, how did Harkin not interrupt that back? Oh my god. Not Harkin's fault, but whoa. And we see Moonglow and Barista sieging down this fort. Look how fast that fort goes down. That is... You can leave somebody sieging in the off lane, and those minions push so hard now. I'm just gonna be freaking out about these patch changes. It is nutty. This is some massive changes happened today. Soul Shepherd looking to just peel away at this front line. The red team. Red team though has a 19 minion lead. They are up a talent tier. They might look to dive right here, but they could be just content on taking the objective. 31-2. There's the dive under Hunter's Tag. The leap into the back line. The silence though is a really good counter. PJ Red super low. IT Cowboy gets dove on. Big turnaround. There's only 4 minis left though for the red squad. They should be looking for another kill there though. There's the peeling area effect of Tyrael as well. The holy ground. And it doesn't matter. This is gonna get taken out. Almost 0 damage that fort. So really good turnaround for the blue squad. That it should be their first 2 kills. It was 8-0 before that, and they've turned the game back. Even on structures though, mid fort is taking down a little bit more. And red team is split currently, taking out their top bruiser camp. And the blue squad is going for bot easies. Though red squad is trying to invade this with 3 members. And blue squad needs to get out of here and start getting some of those minions, because these red players are getting so much XP off this. And there's the big root. And the dive onto Barista. Massive follow-up. The silence pushes everybody off, but Soul Shepherd is kind of stuck there and gets destroyed. So a lot of big AoE CC, a lot of burst auto attacks, and you can't imagine you're safe there if you're Hunter's Tag or anybody else. Like, you see a few people dive towards you, you gotta back up no matter what, especially if there's minions in lane. Red squad looks to rotate bottom. They do go the safe way, not going for just the fort, which is funny. They do take out the towers. A lot of damage down. And there's 5 down here for this fort. So if they want, they can dive past this anytime. They gotta wait for their abilities to come up. They got the light bomb, they can leap, the judgment, all 3 up, and something can die really quick, especially without a cleanse from that Brightwing. There's the leap onto the Greymane, there's the dive, and light bomb. Soul Shepherd, 7-sided strike, so much damage, doesn't even matter. They're diving past without the actual minions, but doesn't matter. Oh, the silence huge does peel for Barista. Barista gets out. And Red Squad will finish off this bot fort, which is huge because the next objective is bot. We do see this push up top though. This is gonna definitely take that that fort. So it looks like Blue Squad is heading top just to try to take this fort, but Red Squad is wise to it. They're only leaving a couple people down here, and they have the Sonya down here to try to counter. But if Blue Squad realizes they can dive past this, they probably should. Bala is wise to it. Man, do these forts go down quick. And 29 on the objective. Continue to push from Blue Squad. Full push. It's gonna maybe make them get sent back, but whoa, they're 100% committed to it with the Syndragosa. They do take out the Tyrael, and that keep will be down for a while. Meanwhile, this is going bot. And there's the 7-sided strike. Fort is still down. Massive leap, massive light bomb. Big turn for 4v5. They still have the judgment. As soon as Mysterio's back up too. I don't know if Soul Shepherd can actually get out of here. But IT Cowboy keeps on getting like AoE'd at the end. And they just have enough. Harkin barely gets out. And Tyrael's left to get rid of that. Meanwhile, that Punisher took that entire bot keep. Everything does so much damage. We are only 14 minutes in the game, and we have 2 keeps down, 1 for each team. Red is taking full advantage of this siege bottom, and now they are 20. They can dive on whatever they want. All 3 of their abilities are up. Huge leap, bomb. And now Red Squad can go core here if they want. Uh-oh, but Karazim is pretty far in, barely gets back out. And 34 seconds, 3 on 5. DJ Red gets rooted and silenced. It's really low. It's gonna blow up on them though. At this point, I don't know if they actually end on core without getting another kill. The keep is not targeting them at all. Or, sorry, the core is not targeting them at all. They are doing full race. Lots of catapults coming in. I don't know if Red can end. Maybe barely with the katas. And they do. Whew. Okay, so that is the first 16-minute game I've seen, and it was 16 minutes and 11 seconds. Whew. Kind of crazy. Yeah, really good job from the Red Squad. Interesting, like super dive comp using the new changes to the forts to their advantage. Lots of auto attacks, and they kept on pressing advantage. I did thought it was pretty cool that blue team did come back in mid game. They were down 8-0 and got a couple kills and were able to get back in the game. They pushed and got top keep. Unfortunately, a 4-on-5 turnaround meant that they lost basically like 3 characters, if I remember correctly, by the time they ran all the way back from one side of the map to the other. Yeah, just crazy match. So I'm gonna update this. K 1. Oh, Casa, my keyboard is up. We have our next map, which is Tomb of Spider Queen. And looks like it was picked by blue. Just double checking that PRA picked the map. So Tomb of the Spider Queen, another very macro heavy map. Yeah, this one, you're not going to see a lot of the globes drop, so maybe even a similar style comp to what Cats on the Keyboard ran last time would be really good. Teams are just getting set up. Both teams indicate they're ready. Gonna head into draft.
Tomb of the Spider Queen.
So first ban on the Stukov. Again, very good blow-up hero. Like I said, I think the variant combos really well with it. I think everybody knows that, but variant in general, 4 to 10, I think the early levels are just so much more important now. We see the Ariel ban again from PRA. We see variant banned from Cats on My Keyboard. And an Anduin ban, so 2 healer bans from, or sorry, 3 total healer bans and a variant ban. Sonya again for Koala. Lots of great leaps last game. We see a mouth and a Junkrat. Very heavy CC. The Sonya dive with the leap is going to be pretty good onto them. Unless they have some way to peel that. You see the Johanna, which is a pretty classic, and an Asmodan in the second round. Asmodan, I've seen people fooling around with this character after the patch today. Pretty good. Be interesting to see what type of build you end up going for this now. Do you go for something like a really fast, like burn it down on a fort style build, or whether or not you're going for full stacking? We see the Lucio banned 3 healer bans so far from PRA. And we see a Stitches ban. Stitches really good into trap, really good into root. Would definitely counter a lot of what Comk is showing. But we see a Leoric good into the Johanna and the Asmodan. And the Chromie. Chromie, long range siege. Again, any kind of dive from Sonya, Johanna would be really good in this backline. Need something that for these heroes if you do see that Sonya dive. Even a Johanna dive you could actually imagine them doing as well. And we see the Rhaegar and the Tracer. Tracer played last game, did wreck a lot of havoc. There's not a lot of counters from this this backline for that Tracer. Leoric, Chromie, Junkrat, Malf, they're all pretty countered by that Tracer. So they'd be on PRA to try to land some CC on that Tracer or pressure her in some way, especially now that there's no variant to counter. You see the Uther, so double healer. Uther is actually pretty decent into it. Will take damage from Tracer and that sort of thing, but they do have a lot of sustain now on the side of PRA. So, yeah, let me know who you think is going to win this game and who's got the better draft. So, heading back into the game, for PRA, we have Soul Shepherd on Uther, we have Hunter's Tag on the Junkrat, we have Barista on the Malfurion, we have Harkin on the Leoric, and we have Moonglow on the Chromie. And then for the Red Squad, we have IT Cowboy on the Asmodan, PJ Red on the Johanna, Ghost on the Tracer, Apple on the Rhaegar, and we have Koala on the Sonya.
Go, kill.
And this time, all teams run down mid except for the Sonya. IT Cowboy starting to look for those stacks. They look for Ghost. They do get the root and a boop onto Ghost. Takes them out of the fight for a second. But generally, blue team cleared that pretty quick. And they do head top. Meanwhile, Sonya's been down here clearing. And Globes disappeared quick. Not a lot of Globes down there. Meanwhile, blue team is going into the back line. They do snipe that the Amethyst name. That is huge. They're looking at Ghost. Ghost barely gets out. Big plays using the double healer and getting onto the other team's side. even preventing them or making them take the long way with the 6-second timers on these minions is really good. Yeah, I'd like to see Soul Shepherd continue to go on that side. Really good job. There's the root down. A lot of CC, but big turnaround. That Johanna, I would definitely like to see take like the anti-heal talent. Would be very good into a lot of their characters this game. So some brawling all around. Red team goes for bot camp. They send 3. Meanwhile, IT Cowboy is attached at the hip to PJ Red. The classic Johanna and Asmodee clearing combo. Meanwhile, the blue squad is going and looking at their camp. So far, game's slowing down a little bit, but the teams are busy taking out. Soul Shepherd did take the fire talent. Let's see. Oh, Battleborn. Interesting. And a lot of siege. Blue got theirs out way earlier. And normally you like to clear behind, but the push is just kind of crazy if you start sieging early. Gives them a lot of time, the blue squad, to take out most of that wall. Just pushing with anything is really good this patch. Soul Shepherd got the vision, but gets dove on top of. The boop helped them out. They were body blocked from all different sides. They need to take this down. Not having the heroes there to activate those minions and make them attack that wall faster. You just see the difference on the amount of damage between these two walls right now. Junkrat, really great for stalling. The Chromie, really great for stalling. They're going to use that. As both teams look to start the turn-in, they have enough gems on both sides. The root comes down onto the Johanna. We're looking at Moonglow diving past. And both Harkin and PJ Red tried to turn in simultaneously, just looking at each other. Hilarious. Just the face off. They're just angrily staring at each other while trying to turn in. So 65 gems for the blue squad, and pretty much the same for the red squad. They just have to turn in. Koala gets 8 in bot. 32 in total from the red squad. Blue squad has got to realize that they're going to do well just running at the other team. They got to think about it and just kind of play together at this point. I don't think they're going to get farther ahead on macro just because they don't clear as well. And there we see red get bunch in. They're able to send one to go turn. Harkin, you can look at bot. It's 32 gems. Barely gets out. So this is one of those scenarios where I think the proper strategy now, like, you want somebody pushing here, but I think you also want somebody pushing up here. Just because the amount of activation that having a hero in lane and the pushing does means that it's just so good to at least keep one character in each lane attacking something. And we see the just the bot tower go down. Most of the wall is down now for the blue squad. And then top, just look how much gets done here by this Asmodee and rotating top. Wasn't there mid. Ghost realizes they can go past, looking at Hunter's tag. Really slow. Oh, barely. Now red team is stuck behind. but the fort will not attack them. There's still minions there. They can run whenever. The old reason why you'd hesitate going back because the fort might target you just doesn't exist anymore. Oh, Koala solo was down to 400 health. Gets booped out. Red team takes out top fort. They get the mid wall, and they didn't get much of the bot wall. But you just see how much when you do push, especially in a lane where nobody is, how much damage was done. They got that wall down. The wall allowed them to dive past, and they did. And even just the threat of them diving past meant that a fort went down just right behind them. There was no... They could have done whatever they want. There's an unstoppable. Gets the hammer to miss. There's the dive in. They're looking at Apple. Apple's in the entomb with no mana. How is Apple out of there? Koala gets booped. Boops all over the place. The Tracer goes down. They're looking at IT Cowboy. IT Cowboy gets booped back out. Oh, the team gets booped again back into fort. Just constant boops there from Hunter Stag. And now comes the blue team's push. So we'll see if these guys play it any differently. I'm guessing they stay four together, but I would like to see them rotate one off eventually here. I think it makes a big difference, and especially from XP and from just activating those minions. But we do see 5 together here. They want to guarantee this this fort. Meanwhile, you see Ghost top. Blue should realize that they can just die past. They need to work their way up. And blue team decides to rotate bot for Koala, but Koala realizes and gets out quick, especially the vision pops there. They know they're looking right there. Blue squad does have the gems right now to turn in. Red does not. Oh, they're gonna look at Ghost here. Ghost just wanders right in the bush. There's no way for Ghost to check. Gets out of that into. There's the leap. Big leap. Big Asmodean Q. And we see the Chromie go down. Asmodean just pelting that back line. We see the Rhaegar go down. Koala's really low though. Big turnaround. The long fights definitely favor these the blue squad. Harkin still on PJ Red. PJ Red with 0 mana. But there's so many gems that are down. They're looking at Ghost. Woo! And Ghost still boldly feels so bold at going across the map there. Hunter's tag down super low. Red almost has enough to turn in. Hunter's tag interrupting, but if they get queued again. But guess wrong. Harkin. You see the push down here with the Tracer. Look at the level of damage it does to that wall. It is crazy. There's a big double root, a leap onto the Barista. The Barista's pretty far back. Shield, big Q, and that is a lot of gems down. And they all disappear. Soul Shepherd is 10, Moonglow 12, and Harkin 8. Red team does get the turn in.
My magic is yours.
Asmo will be solo pushing bot. I like this. I think you want to spread them out a little bit. Tracer looks like they're going top. We'll be able to harass right there. Red squad is can now just step up past that fort and just wait till the minion goes down. They look at Soul Shepherd. Arkin rotates down. Gonna look for the Entomb. Nope, they will get to clear it. And rotate up for mid. And top. Oh, there's the Entomb on the Asmodan. And the big AoE stun. Koala and PJ Red are really low. Lots of sustain, but not a lot of CC for the blue squad. They're looking at PJ Red. There's the slow from the Leo. And a big turnaround there. Still this red spider wave is going top. You're going to see Harkin go up and counter it. Oh man, this is going to do a lot of damage. Whew. Meanwhile, bot, Ghost, trying to solo the camp. Dives on Hunter's tag. Rewinds, gets stunned, and goes down. And some gems go down as well. So blue ahead on XP. They will get the turn in. Looks like they're actually pretty close to double turn in after this is over. They look at Sonya bottom. And they look to invade this bruiser camp. Smart idea, but nobody will step on the point. And massive Qs now. The sustain will be really good against those Qs, but still, they hurt a lot. What are those stacks up to? They look at Koala. Massive CC. There is the W, though. 35% armor on Koala. And they get out. Even with all those ults. So, kind of crazy. You see that that armor change of anybody defending a fort. And IT Cowboy stacked. 13 minutes. Probably even earlier, before I checked. And blue squad is using this to siege down. So they're not going to get the keep, they're going to back out. Look to do a double turn here. Probably up top. Yep, full turn up top. Arkin's got to get theirs in. And the rest of the team peels. So yeah, double turn in. Blue team is setting up mid. They're looking. Then two misses. Red team is looking to defend top. If I'm the blue squad, I'm not worrying about top. I'm pushing keep right now. Yeah, I don't care about one more fort. And there's the dive onto Soul Shepherd. It's really low. They're rotating out very safe way and backwards. There's some tapping going on. This is the end of this is going to be probably a mostly wasted turn. They are up on XP, but there's the dive in the backline and a shield onto Hunter's tag. Big Boop saves them. Oh no, that was a very big miss combo. And the Qs now from that Asmodan are doing big work. Meanwhile, you see this lane and just the amount of damage the minions do. Imagine if blue had pushed with that when they started. Oh my god, the rewind. They're looking, but they don't have a stun. Blue team is going to be 21st. They are pretty even now in terms of gems, though. Waves are pushed out, so it's easier for a red team to get gems if they really want to. However, you're going to see... Oh, big boop onto Apple. Huge damage on the back line, though. Stasis onto the Chromie. This big silence in Tomb. Can they turn around? Do they have anything left for it? Doesn't look like it. Soul Shepherd somehow still living. Chromie goes down. We've got the Junkrat goes down. Uther goes down. Barista trying to peel out. There's not a lot of good ways to go now. Harkin just gets out. Soul Shepherd back up. With that 20 talent. So red team will have boss turn. And this keep is pretty low. And now red is looking to turn in. They do have the boss going out. They should look to follow this up right away. Run right to the boss. So this sets up a game-ending condition. Boss is wailing on it. You see these... Never thought about it before, but these minions, they'll start coming in and they will do a ton of damage. There's a leap on the back line. There's Hunter's Tag, gets out. They're looking to turn. So much coming in. There's a Silence in Tomb, really big, and the AoE stun. They're looking at Koala. Koala's really low, but the stun gets Koala out by the boss. And looks like they're going to defend core with this. Big turn from PRA there. It's still going to have to rotate mid to try to save this, but that's a lot of damage, especially from minions. And with the new minions, my god, does it do damage quick. And then bot wave as well still needs to get taken out. Again, so much damage. Red team is looking at the bot camp right away. 4v5, they can. Blue team has now hit another web weaver phase. Their lanes are pretty pushed in though. They should look before the Johanna can get there, however. Or at least look for a fight before they get there. You see a full turn in, except for Harkin. They need Harkin there to turn in. Like this would be the lane you'd want to push, but it is super pushed out right now. And yeah, that mid camp means you don't want to push mid. It's just awkward decision on where you're gonna push for this. However, they get dove on. And blue is playing very far back for being a double support comp. And they keep on going for this this top fort. Like I said, I'm not 100% sold. Getting one more fort here is good. And if you're the blue squad, like you can move up. There's no reason to be back here. At least spread out, go farther forward, because that fort is not targeting you. It's targeting the objective. They continue to siege down while these web weavers come in. However, it looks like they might not even... Will they get this fort? They're trying to dive past a little bit. Soul Shepherd is looking. Entomb misses. And now the fort will start targeting them. You see the shield, you see the leap, you see the turn. and Soul Shepherd is left running, doesn't have a lot of move speed. Barista and Hunter's Tag have got to get out of there. Because Ghost is in front of them, isn't moving anywhere. You're not killing Ghost very easily. And they just run them down all the way across the map. And you just have the Junkrat left, and the Uther will be coming back up. Oh, big hit. Ghost is looking all at core. Qual is looking all at core. They're looking at the Silence and Tomb target, but there's just so much damage going on core right now. Red is getting really low, but still a bunch up, and they do it. That is a 2-0 for Cats on my key. So congratulations to ComK. Yeah, it was really kind of interesting. I don't feel that PRA got a lot of value out of their web weavers during that game. They kind of were pushing to get all the forts, and there's keeps available. I don't know. I just thought that, especially like sending somebody to an opposite lane now, it's a brand new like mechanic where you want somebody in every single lane if you can. But yeah, it's different for everybody. So we saw a bunch of new strategies trying to lean into that as well. Go back to the map view for a sec. I will see if somebody wants to do a just messaging for somebody from their team if they want to do. Yeah, some interesting ways to handle that new patch from these teams this last game. See some of the stuff that works and doesn't work. Just the level of the amount that forts get taken out by minions is just crazy. I cannot believe how quick that some of these structures are going down. I'm still trying to see if I can get a hold of somebody. Apologies. But yeah, good job from ComK. They take a 2-0 over PRA. They solidify themselves even deeper into the top, like the lobby. Oh. Hey, how's it going?
Hey, good.
So I've got Ghost here from Cats on my keyboard. Congratulations on the 2-0 victory.
Thank you.
So I wanted to get your opinion on some stuff with the new patch. I did see in the first game that you were picking like a lot of dive heroes, and with the new fort changes and stuff, it definitely favors a lot of dive, especially if you're pushing with even any kind of minion wave. Is that something that you guys were lining up for this patch, or is that something that you guys have been practicing before?
No, I think it's perfect timing. We typically don't play this kind of play style, but last week, before the patch even came out, we used a very similar strategy, and it worked really well. So we thought we could run it back this week, and then the patch dropped this morning, and so it was kind of like perfect timing. So it's kind of just like a perfect storm. We didn't exactly plan on it because of the patch, but now since the patch is out, we're glad we're putting it into play.
And what were some of the other things that you noticed during that series that were vastly different? If it was me, I thought that like choosing to soak out the first mortal on the first map, that actually could work out pretty well, because just the amount of XP that you lose by not being there is kind of crazy now. Do you think that that's like a big factor? What were some of the other things that you noticed?
Yeah, well, like going into it, like anchoring in lanes to make sure that we don't miss any soak and getting the camps out 30 seconds earlier, like those are definitely things that are on our radar. But they had a Brightwing Sylvanas like pressuring us bot lane going into that first objective, so it really like pulled us down there longer. So I think our call was just to kind of play it standard, but then we reacted to them kind of pushing the other lanes. And then like even when we won the other couple objectives, it was still hard. They were really good at losing the objective but pressuring the map and winning the map. I mean, they took like top 4 and top keep, and that's not like, that's good on them and something that we didn't want to allow happen, and they took full advantage of it. Even our bot fort was a great play by them. So I'd only actually think we took more advantage of that aspect of it that first game, but we were a little bit better in like the capitalizing on the team fights, which allowed us to get the victory and everything.
Yeah, I agree with that. I also notice is kind of crazy that the immortal, because it no longer jumps over a gate, that part doesn't matter as much, but the mortal jump and falling up, that is kind of crazy now, because you can just stand up like directly even with the fort if you're the attacking team and have the immortal, and just dive on whatever and not worry about getting hit, because you know the immortal is getting targeted or the wave. Just a massive difference. So I can see why they changed that a little bit.
Yeah, it's definitely different. It's fun. It was definitely fun with what we went with tonight, but I don't know long run what everyone's gonna think about it and everything. It's definitely interesting. It's fresh. It's new, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, and let's see. In game 2, we had a PRA picked Spider Queen, and you guys took the map. You did have the Asmodan, and you did have a Tracer as well. I said during draft that the Tracer was going to do really well, because there wasn't really a lot of CC against the Tracer. What was your feeling on that draft?
Yeah, so I picked they had a counter pick option. I think they picked the Uther to kind of help out with that, and which is good. I mean, if you like stun the Tracer and then ult the Tracer with an Uther and everyone just knows to blow her up. There was a couple team fights where I got blown up because I wasn't careful around the Malfurion root or the Chromie time stop or Uther. So I think later in the game, as long as I let the chaos kind of take place and then engage, I had a couple plays where I could clean up. But like the team fights were decided with the Joe, the Sonya, Asmodon drop in on a clumped group. Like they were the playmakers, and Tracer just got to do what Tracer does, kind of just clean up here and there or poke until the team does their job and capitalize. So we knew like how to rotate with the Asmo and focus on clearing, and that we would power spike later in the game, and then as long as we weren't just walking into a Uther full combo Malfurion and just getting jacked up, then we would be fine in the team fights. So yeah.
And that felt like a lot closer game. But I found that when PRA got the advantage, they seemed to be pushing for more forts rather than keeps. I think they had like 3 straight turn-ins, if I remember correctly. And they didn't get a lot of value out of the actual turn-ins. It feels like you have to have somebody in lane to push with these objectives at all times, because otherwise it doesn't seem like you get the same value as having people spread across the map pushing with them, at least not until you get to a game-ending condition, which you guys got right near the end on that counter engage.
Yeah, agreed. I think they had a lot of gems, and they did. They had back-to-back turn-ins and everything, and we knew it was going to be trouble, but they weren't able to push for a keep or anything, so it kept us in the game, and we knew we'd be strong at level 20 and everything.
So I'd like to say congratulations to you again on the win. Is there any shout-outs or anything that you want to get off your chest before we go?
No, appreciate you casting tonight and everything. That's always a huge win for the community, and we really appreciate it. And good luck to Pheonix and everything. Like they were great games, and I'm sure we'll see them here in the playoffs in a few weeks and everything. So, and then just good job for the team and everything. Like, especially if I'm playing Tracer, like like the Sonya, the Joe, the Asmo, the healer, like they really got to capitalize, and they're the real heroes for tonight. It was really fun watching them CC, and then for me to just go in there and have some fun afterwards. So it was a good night and everything. But yeah, most importantly, appreciate you and what you do.
Yeah, thanks so much. And yeah, congratulations again. And yeah, great games.
Yeah, for sure. You have a good one. Good night.
You too. So, wrapping up, Cats on My Keyboard wins 2-0. Thanks to everybody for